Good morning and welcome to our tour of the Folklore Research Pathfinder for Miss Bennett and Miss Jackson. Let's get started. To begin, let's go to the Creekview High School homepage, and once you land there, you're going to go to the left navigation bar and click on the link for the Media Center. It will take just a moment for the page to load, and once it does, you're going to look for the section called Shortcuts and click on the second link that says click here to access the Research Pathfinder page. By clicking on the second link, you will be taken to LibGuides, our website where we host our research guides for students and teachers. Once you land here, you're going to look in the middle column in the section called Featured Guides, and we're going to be working off guide number 12 called Folklore Winter 2011. This research guide contains several resources not only for your research but resources to help you with noodle tools as well. Let's focus on our home page for today. On the home page, you will find sections that contain handouts from both Miss Jackson as well as Miss Bennett, and should you misplace yours or need an extra copy, you can open and print these at any time. We also have our Books in the Spotlight, which features many of the reference books and folktale collections that you've been exploring since Tuesday. Many of you are now ready to start looking for additional information on the culture and background of the country that your folktale originates from. So perhaps you might want to look for a book. To do this, look on the left side of the Pathfinder in the section called Search Destiny. Destiny is our OPAC, or our online card catalog that you can use to search for books. Simply right-click on the icon or the screenshot of our card catalog and open that link in a new tab. Once this loads, you can then type in your search term. So for example, if I'm searching for a book on Mexico, then I'm going to type in the search term Mexico, and I'm going to press Go. You can browse the bookshelves by viewing the results 10 at a time and clicking the next button to see what's available. If you want to go back, then you can click on the previous button. As you mouse over a book, you'll get a quick detail that will give you a very brief summary of the book. It will also show you as you browse the bookshelf whether the book is in or not. Let's say that you want to know a little bit more perhaps about this third book. By clicking on the title of the book, then I can get a little bit more detailed overview. And in this case, this book is an overview of the history and culture of Mexico. It focuses on geography, myths, arts, daily life, education, industry, and government. This sounds like this might be a possible book that I'd want to browse since it does focus on cultural aspects. To find the book, I need to get a piece of scratch paper and then look underneath the cover of the book. Directly beneath the cover of the book is the call number or the address where you may find this book on the bookshelves. Write down all of the numbers and letters that you see on that piece of scratch paper, as well as the title of the book, and then Miss Johnson or I will be more than glad to help you find that book. Please don't hesitate to ask for help, as there are over 15,000 books in our Media Center, and it can be a little overwhelming at first. We're more than happy to assist you. That's one way that you can find out more information about your culture. We have two other great online tools that you might want to begin investigating today to learn more about the culture of the country from which your folktale originates. One is Gale Virtual Reference Library. This is an online digital library that's password protected, and it contains over 300 specialized encyclopedias or reference books. To use the Gale Virtual Reference Library, simply type in your search term, and again, single words or no more than 2 words are best for searching. I'm going to just simply start with a very broad search term in Mexico. I'm going to press the little icon that looks like a door knocker. When you first log into the database, you may be prompted at an info track screen for the password. You can get that password from Miss Johnson, Miss Bennett, or Miss Jackson. Now I'm in my search results, and as I browse through my search results, you'll notice that you not only get the title of the article, but you can also see the name of the reference book that the article comes from. If I'm looking for cultural information on Mexico, the World Geographical Encyclopedia with geodata probably is not one of interest to me. But let's say I'm focusing maybe on some of the religious beliefs of the culture of Mexico. Then perhaps I might want to read this article from the Worldmark Encyclopedia of Religious Practices. Or perhaps I might want to read this article about Mexico from the article called Countries and Their Cultures. You will need to skim and scan the results to find the articles that best fit your research interests. To open the article, simply click on the title, and then I can begin scrolling through the article, and I can use the section headings to guide my reading. Some of the articles will be quite detailed and lengthy, others may be shorter in length. Again, use the headings to guide your reading. If you are looking at the symbols of the country, then this section on symbolism definitely would be of interest to you. To return to your search results, you can simply click the back key, and then you can continue doing your search. You'll also notice that to the right of each article is a brief summary of what type of reference article it is. Certainly articles that include something to the effect of culture overview or the focus on culture would be of interest to you. Although certainly be sure to take a look at the description of the ebook title to guide your reading. You'll notice too that on the far left side there are subject guides. You can actually narrow your search results by using these. So here, if I click on the heading Culture Overview, then I can narrow down all 46 possible articles that specifically focus on the culture of Mexico. So that's another effective way of filtering your search results and to get the kind of information that you may need. Another research resource that we'd like to encourage you to try today is the Britannica Encyclopedia. This is a reference source that we access through Galileo, Georgia's virtual library. If you're on campus, no password is needed. If you're at home, you will be prompted for the Galileo password. I'm going to enter our current Galileo password. I'm going to log in. Again, you can get that password from Miss Bennett or from Miss Jackson, and it may take just a moment to load. And once you're in the Britannica Encyclopedia, then you can enter your search term. Again, I'm going to just start very broadly with Mexico, and I'm going to press go. The articles that are focused on the country will typically have an icon of the flag. That's a little clue to you that that's the article you need. I'm going to click on Mexico, and now I can begin browsing this 76-page article. Now, I think we all probably know you don't need to read all 76 pages. So what tools can you use to effectively navigate this article? You'll notice that on the far left there is a table of contents. You can use this table of contents to guide your reading. So perhaps you want to focus on cultural regions or ethnic groups. If you continue scrolling down, you'll notice there are additional headings that may be of interest to you. Here's a whole section on cultural life, and if you see any headings that have a plus mark next to them, click on that plus mark icon and you'll notice that there will be additional articles that you can expand and explore. So perhaps you want to focus on the role of the family. How does that relate to the folktale? Perhaps food and drink, or maybe a holiday or a festival or a social class is important. The Britannica articles are very easy to read and, as you can see, very easy to navigate. And as you're using this outline feature, simply click on the heading that's of interest to you, and then you can go in and do additional research. Don't forget that in our folktale collections that you've been reading in print this week, that beginning and the end of the books usually have sections that you can browse by table of contents to get that background information that you may be searching for. Don't forget also to use our reference set, the Greenwood Encyclopedia of Folklore, as well as our Dictionary of American Folklore if you're doing more American folktales, to assist you with your research. The Greenwood set does have an international focus, so that is also a good one to explore if you haven't taken time to look at that print set yet. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to our introduction to our research guide. If you need assistance, please ask Ms. Hamilton, Ms. Johnson, Ms. Bennett, or Ms. Jackson for help. Thank you again for your time and courteous attention.